Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano price and the Bitcoin price, and to be honest, wow, I mean the whole market is pretty much down. Everything. I think there's only one or two cryptocurrencies in the top 100 which actually are not in the red. Wow, I mean here there are a few, just 4 or 5, that's it, which is untypical. The market is clearly down. You can see that here. This is the total crypto market cap, and it has lost within a very short period just 9% of total market cap, which is quite a lot. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin first. So Bitcoin seems like that we have now the alternative scenario play out. That's what I would now expect here, because we dropped below that wave 1 here that you saw, 62.5k, and we dropped clearly below that now. That indicates that we would now move towards that yellow target area here, which would be the playing out of an ABC correction for that Bitcoin move here, where you would start with an A here, have a B up, no, one second. I did show you that before in another video. Let me just, we'll probably here start with an A here, have a B up there somewhere, and move into a C corrective phase. That would be the alternative. 54 to 57k would be my target area for that. And let's see if that plays out. Whole market is down. As I said, we broke below the 20-day moving average, clearly below the 20-day moving average. And the 50-day moving average will provide some support here at 58.5k at the moment. Now this could take a while, you know, this could take days, this could take a week or so. You know, it doesn't mean that it needs to go there today. It could be up and down, it could be a little bit more up, you know, before we then go down. That's what I would expect now as a target, because that move to the upside, that impulsive move to the upside, has been so far invalidated. So it makes it much more likely that we now come into that area based on the Elliott Wave method. I say up and down because here on the 1 hour we are now massively oversold the Bitcoin price. Yeah, you can see that here, and it hasn't been like that for a while. Here last time 20th of September, 7th of September, quite a bit of a sell-off, honestly. Wow. Now let's take a look at Cardano. This is good, because Cardano is really doing now what Bitcoin is doing, and I'm going to show you that in the ADA BTC chart. That is really impressive, actually, that we really seem to turn around on the ADA BTC. So ADA USD here is starting to go down as well. Fell below the trend line now until yesterday, very late yesterday. It's still kept above the 20-day moving average, but Bitcoin's moved down, pulled ADA down now as well. Currently finding support, maybe here at the support line of this descending wedge that we've got on the chart, which is at 190. What we need to see here is that the 200-day moving average is coming up, is currently sitting at around 186, 187. So that will provide some immediate support. And yeah, Cardano is also here on the short-term time frame oversold down there in that range. Last time that happened was not that long ago, 27th of October. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Here you can see it as well. We were in the oversold area, and on the 1-day chart we are in the bearish range. As I said before, on the daily RSI, that's pretty much the indicator I look at. When you get a breakout above the 50 line, that will be an important breakout. Until now there was a little bit of a fake out here, but even that pushed us to 237, which was really good, and a confirmation that this indicator here sort of was very accurate. You know, you had a real breakout. I think that was like, I can't remember, 20%, 25%. From where we actually started, from that low back then here. So we moved actually all the way, 25%. So yeah, what are we doing here now? So in my view then, you know, you could break, put possibly back into that descending wedge actually if Bitcoin really goes into that 54 to 57k range. And that's the scenario that I mentioned and outlined in previous videos, not just once, but various times. Yesterday I made a video and said, look, a breakout is really around the corner. A breakout to the upside for Cardano is really around the corner. Everything is really pointing towards that. Especially for me, most importantly, is that ADA BTC chart, which really seems to be turning around now finally, for setting us up for continuation, setting us up for ADA outperforming Bitcoin, together with the fundamental facts that the Pluto's backend is running on the testnet, on the mainnet, it's around the corner as well. I did say the possibility is that in the short term we could come down once more. That is a possibility. And reason I said that, or one reason was, look, you've got this here back in July, I think it was the 20th of July, where you dropped briefly below the 200-day moving average in a strong move down before we then push up. Yeah, that hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. So everybody who's been following me on this channel knows that this is a realistic possibility to drop below the 200-day moving average once more before we then set up for continuation. So yeah, I think a turnaround is around the corner. I do think that, and it is really imminent. It just might need to take that little bit more of a drop. And I said, look, the only way, for example, that I think you can prepare for a drop like that is to leave a little bit money at the side and then buy when we get into this target range here potentially. I'm not telling you to wait until then, you know, that's your own decision, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going to wait here till we get with Bitcoin into the target range, and then I'm going to go collect some more cryptocurrencies. And for ADA, what would that mean? ADA, you remember here on the chart that we've got this target range. The target range sits between 145 and 181. And that is based on the Fibonacci levels here, based on the Elliott Wave method and the Elliott Wave targets between the 0.786 Fib level at 145, 146 and 181. It also would be a technical target of that triangle I've just put on the chart here. This triangle here is what we broke out in that move to the downside. This was that here, that ABCDE triangle, ABCDE, which is actually has been a symmetrical triangle within this descending wedge. So you've got that triangle here, and in terms of target, what you do is you take the height of that, you know, and then we broke below it here, but we haven't reached that target level yet. That would take us also to that 145 level. Now indicating to me that even though we broke out of this triangle to the downside here, we've then formed a descending wedge. But the indicator here, even though we dropped below this, you know, below this triangle, it just showed to me that there were a lot of buyers in the market. You know, the buyers were very strong, indicating that this is holding really, really well, you know. But the technical target would point us to that lower end of this yellow box here, and also the Elliott Wave targets point us towards that. So that is what is now possibly at play here, moving into that yellow target box before we then turn around and move up. So this is a possibility that, yeah, I outline pretty much in very, very many videos that I do. And that is what I would now expect if Bitcoin really moves into this target range between 54 and 57k. Now, this is not a bearish scenario. This is actually still a bullish scenario, because overall what you're doing here is a bull flag overall, yeah, a bull flag or a descending wedge still in some way. I'm sure we could draw another way, another sort of flag pattern here or anything, from which, yeah, you would then turn around, because we are still, based on the Elliott Wave count, we are still in a major wave 3, and the target levels I gave you yesterday in my video, so something above at least 450, but I think it will be higher. Could be 5, could be 550 in that next major move to the upside that would complete the wave 3. So in ADA BTC, which is the good news, look at ADA BTC. Last few times when Bitcoin dropped, ADA really lost out a little bit and dropped further. But we really have, as I showed you in my video yesterday, this turnaround area here in this blue circle, where ADA is now finally going horizontal with Bitcoin, and it's not getting outperformed anymore in the to the upside or so. Also to the downside, it's just following it. It's not dropping more than Bitcoin when it's going down. It's really holding steady now. You can see the confirmation on CoinMarketCap here. If we scroll up, you can see that Cardano 7.32% for Bitcoin and 5.43 down for Cardano. 10.62 or 10.3% in the last 7 days for Bitcoin down, and Cardano 10.52%. Looking really, really interesting, and that is positive. That is really positive. And if we zoom out, we see what we did last time, which was back here. We also started to turn around, went really horizontal here. So had a low here, a slightly higher low there, and then moved up. But we also came from a downtrend here and then turned around. And that was pretty much at the same time. That was around July, end of July, when here ADA back then as well dropped once more very quickly and then moved up, and we had the breakout. So that is what is at play here. Possibly a quick drop below the 20-day moving, 200-day moving average into that yellow target box before we then continue to move up. I said in previous videos, you know, the only way you can probably prepare for that is to leave some money aside, and everybody who did that has then a chance to buy this lower if they want to. So hopefully you liked that update video. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.